The Horizon Voyager drifted silently through the dark emptiness at the edge of the Zeta Quadrant. Outside its reinforced windows, stars sparkled like scattered diamonds, and nebula clouds swirled in shades of violet and gold. The ship was one of humanity's most advanced deep space research vessels, built not for war but for curiosity, exploration, and discovery. Captain Mira Jansen sat in the command chair, her fingers tapping lightly on the console. The ship's new quantum communication array was humming softly, a device meant to scan deep space signals that traditional sensors could never reach. She had insisted on testing it at this remote edge of known space, where no human or alien ship had traveled before. "Status report, Lieutenant Raj?" she asked, her voice calm but expectant. Arjun Raj, the ship's communications officer, adjusted his headset and scrolled through the incoming data. "All systems are nominal, Captain. Quantum array is picking up faint transmissions mostly. Background noise from distant stars and solar flares. Nothing unusual so far." Mira nodded, leaning back. "Keep monitoring. That's why we're here. Sometimes the quietest signals carry the loudest secrets." Raj smiled faintly at her words. Humans had a strange habit of looking for meaning where others saw only emptiness. It was a habit that had kept them alive through countless challenges. In the galaxy, then without warning, the array crackled. A pulse of sound and data appeared on the main screen, an alien signal, unlike anything the human crew had encountered. The transmission was layered and complex, filled with patterns of energy that danced and twisted like ribbons of light. "What is that?" asked Dr. Elena Morales, the ship's chief scientist, leaning over Raj's shoulder. "It's too structured to be a natural signal. That's intentional." Raj's fingers flew across the console as he tried to stabilize the signal. "I'm not sure, Doctor. It doesn't match any known communication protocols. It's alien." Mira stood and walked closer. "Can you decode it?" Raj shook his head. "Not completely, but I can detect fragments of what looks like instructions, plans, something strategic. Whoever sent this knows what they're doing." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Humans had encountered many alien races, but something about this signal felt different. It wasn't meant for them. That much was clear. Yet their curiosity, and that ever-present desire to help others, pulled at them. "What kind of plans?" Mira asked. Raj hesitated. "It's hard to say. It mentions destabilizing systems, potentially entire star clusters. I don't fully understand it, but if the translation is correct, it's dangerous. Dangerous." The word hung in the air like a weight. Humans had a habit of stepping into situations others would avoid. It wasn't bravery alone, it was empathy, a desire to protect life even when it didn't concern them directly. Dr. Morales frowned. "Captain, this message, it wasn't meant for us. We could ignore it. It could be a warning meant for the alien alliance, the Xylar Collective. They might already know." Mira shook her head. "And if they don't? We're the only ones. Who heard it? Can we really just walk away?" Silence filled the room. For the first time in weeks, the crew felt the weight of responsibility. They were tiny in the vastness of space, but they held knowledge that could save or doom countless lives. Finally, Raj spoke. "I say we record everything, analyze it fully, and consider notifying the Xylar. Carefully. If it's what it seems, lives are at stake." Mira nodded. "Agreed. Prepare a full transcript. We'll need to be very cautious. If we reach out to them, they must not see us as a threat." For the next several hours, the Horizon Voyager worked in silence. Raj and Dr. Morales analyzed the alien code, deciphering fragments of words, numbers, and strange energy patterns. Every discovery made the crew's unease grow. They were uncovering a plan that could unleash a cosmic anomaly, a sentient energy phenomenon capable of moving between star systems and destabilizing entire planets. This is bigger than I thought," Dr. Morales murmured, staring at the display. "It's not just a weapon. It's like controlling nature itself." Mira's jaw tightened. "And they plan to use it on populated systems?" "Yes," Morales said. "It doesn't say exactly which systems yet. But based on the energy signatures, it could affect dozens, maybe hundreds of inhabited planets. Mira looked at her crew, each face reflecting a mix of fear and determination. We have to do something. Even if the message wasn't meant for us, we can't ignore it. Raj glanced at the main screen. Captain, if we reach out to the Xylar Collective, we need to be careful. They might think we're spies. They're protective of their communications, especially regarding advanced technology. Then we need a plan, Mira said. We approach carefully with honesty and transparency. We can't let misunderstandings put lives at risk. The Horizon Voyager adjusted its course toward the nearest Xylar relay station, a floating outpost orbiting a neutral star. Humans had only brief contact with the Xylar before, mostly diplomatic and cautious. This would be different. This time, they carried urgent intelligence. As the ship traveled, the crew couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes might already be on them. The quantum transmission they had intercepted was so advanced that it could theoretically trace back to any listening station. They were accidental witnesses, but in the vastness of space, that fact did not guarantee safety. Do you ever wonder? Dr. Morales asked quietly. If some things are meant to stay hidden, maybe we weren't supposed to hear this. Mira considered this. Sometimes we hear things we weren't meant to. What we do with that knowledge, that's what matters. We can't unhear it, and we can't pretend it doesn't exist. Days passed as the Horizon Voyager neared the relay station. The crew maintained constant monitoring of the alien signal, trying to piece together its intentions. Slowly, patterns emerged. The Xylar Collective planned to use the anomaly not for destruction directly, but to assert dominance, threatening entire sectors into submission. Humans couldn't allow that. Not because they were stronger, faster, or smarter, but because they valued life and freedom in a way that transcended species. Their empathy drove them forward, even when every rational choice might suggest stepping back. Finally, the relay station came into view. It floated like a jewel in orbit around a pale green star. The humans prepared their message carefully. A simple, clear transmission stating that they had intercepted a critical communication and wished to warn the Xylar Collective. They emphasized they were not intruders, not spies, only witnesses to a potential threat. Raj sent the message. Seconds later, the station's sensors activated, detecting the human vessel. A voice in a strange, harmonic language spoke over the channel. Identify yourself. Explain your presence. Mira's heart pounded, but she remained calm. We are humans from Earth. We intercepted a transmission meant for your alliance. It contains information about a dangerous anomaly. We wish only to prevent harm. There was silence. Then the voice replied with suspicion, asking detailed questions about the humans' technology, their intentions, and why they had been listening. Mira answered honestly, knowing deception could cost lives. Hours of tense negotiation followed, with translators, displays of energy signatures, and careful clarifications. Finally, the Xylar agreed to review the intercepted data. The humans had passed the first test. Their honesty and courage had begun to earn trust. That night, Mira walked alone on the observation deck, looking out at the swirling nebula clouds. The stars were bright, but the darkness of space reminded her how small they were. Yet for all their smallness, humans had made a choice that could change the fate of countless beings. She whispered to herself. We weren't meant to hear it. But now that we have, we must act. That's what makes us human. Somewhere, beyond the nebulae and distant stars, the message waited for its intended recipients. Humans had heard it first, and in hearing it, they had chosen to rise to a responsibility no one had asked them to bear. The Horizon Voyager drifted closer to the Xylar relay station, a sleek structure of glimmering metal and crystal-like arrays. Its surface reflected the green light of the nearby star, giving the station an almost ethereal glow. Inside the station, countless monitors and consoles blinked with data streams from across the galaxy. For the Xylar Collective, this hub was a center of information, strategy, and occasionally, judgment. Captain Mira Jansen leaned forward in the command chair, staring at the approaching station. "We have to make sure our intentions are clear," she said. "The last thing we want is for them to see us as a threat." Plunt Arjun Raj nodded. "Agreed, Captain, but be prepared. They may not trust us immediately. They have strict protocols for anyone outside the collective." Dr. Elena Morales adjusted her glasses as she reviewed the last fragment of the alien transmission. "Captain, the more we study this message, the more alarming it becomes. It's not just a weapon. They are using the anomaly to manipulate entire star systems. If it's activated, millions of lives could be at risk." Mira exhaled, slowly. "Then we have no choice. We warn them, even if they suspect us." The communication channel opened again, and the harmonic voice of the Xylar spoke, this time sharper and more demanding. "Humans, why did you intercept a private message? Do you claim authority to judge our plans?" Mira leaned toward the microphone. "We do not claim authority. We only wish to prevent harm. The transmission you sent contains information about an anomaly that could destabilize inhabited star systems. We are offering this information because we believe all life deserves protection." There was silence. The crew held their breath. Every member knew that one wrong word could make them appear hostile, or worse. Finally, the Xylar responded. "You are uninvited observers. Why should we trust you?" Mira chose her words carefully. "Because we are humans. We are known for our curiosity, our honesty, and our willingness to protect others, even when we are not asked. We do not seek power. We only seek to prevent harm." There was another pause, longer this time. Then the Xylar voice spoke again, softer, almost thoughtful. "We will review your intercepted data, but understand this: interference may have consequences." For hours, the humans waited. The crew spent the time double-checking their translation of the alien transmission and running simulations of the anomaly. Every scenario pointed to a terrifying truth. If the anomaly was unleashed, even partially, it could destabilize multiple planets in the quadrant. Dr. Morales sighed, her fingers tracing the holographic map of affected star systems. "It's worse than I thought. If the Xylar activate this, entire civilizations could collapse before they even realize what is happening." Raj shook his head. "And they might not even understand us. We have to convince them without making them think. We are interfering. It's a delicate balance." Mira rested her hands on the console. "Delicate or not, we have to try. We can't ignore what we've learned." Inside the relay station, the Xylar reviewed the transmission. Their translator units interpreted the humans' warning, and the station's council debated what to do. Some Xylar were skeptical, believing that humans had stumbled into sensitive information accidentally. Others were curious, noting the humans' insistence on honesty and their refusal to demand authority or advantage. Back on the Horizon Voyager, the crew continued monitoring. Finally, the Xylar spoke again. "Humans, you have shown persistence and clarity. Your warnings will be considered, but you must prove your intentions. Assist in providing further analysis of the anomaly." Mira smiled slightly. "Of course, we will cooperate fully." The humans began transmitting their analyses. Using a combination of human logic and alien mathematics, they calculated the anomaly's projected path and energy fluctuations. Every calculation revealed just how dangerous it truly was. Dr. Morales noted, "Captain, the anomaly responds to energy patterns like a living organism. It is not merely reactive, it seems to adapt to interference. We'll have to be careful in how we approach any solution." Raj added, "The Xylar can't handle it alone, not yet. They may have technology far beyond ours, but this anomaly, it's unpredictable." Mira nodded. "Then we will have to offer our perspective, our problem-solving skills. That's what humans do best." Communication with the Xylar became more frequent. Still, misunderstandings were common. Every attempt to clarify led to cautious suspicion. The Xylar asked detailed questions about human methods, their technology, and even the moral reasoning behind their concern. One Xylar delegate spoke over the channel, its voice echoing strangely. You interfere where you do not belong. What makes you think you understand what is best? Mira leaned forward. Because sometimes understanding isn't about authority, it's about care. We are not your enemies. We simply want to protect life. There was a long pause. Then, unexpectedly, another Xylar delegate intervened. There is merit in their perspective. Humans value life in ways we have not fully experienced. Their concern is genuine. Mira allowed herself a small smile. It was the first sign of progress. The Xylar were beginning to trust humans at least enough to listen. Meanwhile, on the Horizon Voyager, the crew continued their own preparations. They studied the anomaly, devising theoretical ways to stabilize it. They ran simulations of energy, redirection, using human ingenuity to combine their technology with fragments of Xylar designs. Dr. Morales explained her findings to the team. The anomaly is intelligent in its own way. It reacts to energy patterns almost like it can sense intentions. Any attempt to manipulate it will require careful, precise work. And even then, success is not guaranteed. Raj leaned back in his chair. So basically, we have to outthink a cosmic being that we don't fully understand, using a mix of alien tech and our own logic. Mira chuckled softly. Exactly. But humans are good at problem solving, especially when stakes are high. We adapt, we improvise. That's how we survive and thrive. Tensions remained high. Every misstep in communication with the Xylar could result in mistrust or rejection. Still, humans persisted. They sent detailed diagrams, explanations of energy flow, and simulations, showing the potential consequences of leaving the anomaly unchecked. Slowly, the Xylar began to see the value in humans' perspective. They did not yet fully trust the humans, but they recognized their sincerity and commitment. The humans' empathy and courage were shining through, qualities no technology could replace. Finally, the Xylar made a cautious decision. We will allow you to continue your analysis. Your methods are unorthodox, but we acknowledge their potential. Continue to advise us, but understand, any direct interference will be your responsibility. Mira nodded. Understood. We will. Act carefully. We only want to prevent harm, not control or dominate. As the humans worked, they realized something profound. They were outsiders, yet their perspective was invaluable. Where the Xylar saw strategy and control, humans saw responsibility and care. Where others might have ignored the anomaly's threat, humans could not. Their empathy and curiosity had brought them here, giving them a role in shaping the outcome of a crisis that affected countless worlds. One evening, Mira stood on the observation deck, watching the green light of the star reflecting on the nebula clouds. She thought of all the lives that hung in the balance. We weren't supposed to hear the message, she said quietly to herself. But now that we have a duty to act. Dr. Morales joined her, looking at the swirling colors outside. Captain, the anomaly won't wait for us to be ready. It will move according to its nature. The sooner we understand it, the better our chances. Mira nodded. Then we keep working, keep learning. That's all we can do. And we won't give up, not now, not ever. In that moment, the Horizon Voyager was no longer just a human ship exploring the unknown. It had become a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the vast, indifferent galaxy, courage, curiosity, and care could make a difference. Humans had stumbled into a situation they were never meant to face, but they had chosen to rise to it anyway. The stage was set. The humans had earned a cautious trust from the Xylar, but the true test lay ahead. The anomaly was moving, and the galaxy's fate might very well depend on the smallest species, driven by empathy and determination. The Horizon Voyager floated in the quiet darkness of deep space, its sleek hull reflecting the dim light of distant stars. Inside, the crew was tense but focused. For days, they had been analyzing the alien transmission and the data from the Xylar relay station. Every calculation, every simulation, pointed to a single urgent truth. The cosmic anomaly was moving faster than anyone had predicted. Captain Mira Jansen leaned over the central console, studying a holographic map of the affected star systems. Red markers indicated planets and colonies at risk. The green pulses showed the anomaly's projected path. "Lieutenant Raj," she said, her voice steady. "What's the latest on its trajectory?" Raj tapped rapidly on the console. "It's accelerating. Based on current data, it will reach the first inhabited system in less than 72 hours. And the anomaly isn't just moving, it's reacting. Each adjustment we've made in our simulations changes its path in unexpected ways." Dr. Elena Morales joined them, holding a tablet filled with energy readings. "The anomaly seems to sense our interference. It adapts to energy fluctuations, almost like it knows we're observing it. Any direct manipulation has to be precise. Otherwise, we risk pushing it off course into more populated systems." Mira exhaled slowly. "So we need a plan that works the first time, or there won't be a second chance." The crew gathered in the strategy room, a circular chamber with transparent walls that overlooked the endless stars. They debated options, considering every possible approach. "Captain, we have Xylar technology at our disposal," Morales said. "Their energy stabilizers could help control the anomaly, but their methods alone might not be enough. The anomaly is too intelligent. We need to combine human intuition with Xylar precision," Raj added. "We can't just follow their instructions blindly. We have to think creatively, adapt as we go. That's what humans do best." Mira nodded. "Then, we do both. We use the Xylar tools, but we guide them with our instincts and problem-solving. Every action must be measured, precise, and ethical. We cannot risk harming anyone." The team worked through the night, running simulations, adjusting variables, and testing theories. They discovered that the anomaly responded not only to energy patterns but also to intention. Calm, focused energy produced predictable reactions, while erratic bursts caused chaotic movements. "That's incredible," Morales said. "It's almost like it can sense our emotions. Fear, panic, even urgency. If we're not careful, it could react unpredictably." Mira's eyes narrowed. "Then we stay focused, we stay calm, and we work together." Meanwhile, the Xylar were watching closely. They were skeptical but curious. Humans had never approached problems this way before, combining intuition, empathy, and logic. One Xylar delegate commented over the channel, "Your species and you think differently. You anticipate, you adjust, you care. It is unfamiliar yet effective." Raj smiled faintly. "We're used to solving problems where the odds are against us. It's part of being human." Mira looked at the stars outside. "And part of being human is refusing to give up, even when everything seems impossible." As the anomaly moved closer to inhabited systems, time became the enemy. The Horizon Voyager raced to deploy energy sensors and monitoring drones along the anomaly's path. Every calculation had to be exact. One misstep could send the anomaly careening into a populated system. "Drones deployed," Raj reported. "They're transmitting real-time energy data. The anomaly is reacting, adjusting, and accelerating." Morales studied the readings. "It's learning from us. Each drone, each probe we deploy teaches it. We need to make our moves carefully, or we'll lose control." Mira made a decision. "We split our efforts. Half the crew focuses on monitoring and calculations. The other half will design a stabilizing plan based on what we learn in real time. Adaptation is key." For the next several hours, the humans worked tirelessly. They adjusted energy patterns, recalibrated Xylar stabilizers, and monitored the anomaly's reactions. The anomaly pulsed and shimmered like a living organism, moving unpredictably, yet responding to the humans' careful manipulations. "Captain," Raj said, "the anomaly is approaching the first inhabited system faster than predicted. We need to act now." Mira nodded. "Then we proceed. All stabilizers in place. Execute on my mark." The crew synchronized their efforts. Human intuition guided the placement of energy fields, while Xylar technology amplified and stabilized them. The anomaly shimmered, quivering in space like a giant living ribbon of light and energy. Every human action was mirrored by the anomaly's response, sometimes accelerating, sometimes pausing, testing the human's resolve. Morales monitored the energy readings closely. "It's working, but barely. One wrong move and we could make it worse." Raj adjusted the energy flow. "We have to trust our calculations against our instincts." Mira pressed a hand to the console, sending a signal that synchronized all stabilizers along the anomaly's projected path. The anomaly pulsed violently, its energy crackling in the vacuum of space. For a tense moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, its chaotic movements began to settle. "It's stabilizing," Morales whispered, eyes wide. "It's responding positively." Even with success, the crew knew this was only the beginning. The anomaly would continue moving, unpredictable and sentient. The humans had bought time, but only time. More star systems were at risk, and every decision had to be precise. Mira spoke over the intercom. "Good work, everyone, but stay vigilant. This is just the first step. We have more systems to protect, more adjustments to make. We act carefully, think creatively, and stay human. Our empathy and determination are our greatest tools." Raj smiled faintly. "Humans versus cosmic anomaly. Somehow I think we can manage." Morales chuckled softly. "If we survive this, we might finally understand what it means to truly cooperate with an alien intelligence." During their brief moments of rest, the crew reflected on how humans had become an unexpected force in the galaxy. They had stumbled across a message not meant for them, but in listening, they had chosen to act. And acting had given them a role no other species had imagined, guiding, advising, and ultimately protecting life across the stars. Mira gazed out at the endless blackness, the faint glow of distant nebulae painting the void in color. "We weren't supposed to hear the message," she whispered, "but now that we have, we are responsible, and we won't fail." As the anomaly moved closer to the second inhabited system, the humans prepared their next plan. This time, they would deploy multiple stabilizers in sequence using human intuition to anticipate the anomaly's reactions. They studied its previous responses and predicted its energy pulses, working faster and smarter with each iteration. "Captain," Raj said, "the anomaly is accelerating again, but this time we know how it thinks. We can guide it." Mira's lips pressed into a determined line. "Then we guide it. We protect the lives that don't even know we exist. That's what humans do." And as the Horizon Voyager raced through space, humans proved once again that courage, curiosity, empathy, and ingenuity could make the difference between life and destruction in a galaxy filled with uncertainty. No one had asked them to act. No one had given them authority. Yet humans had chosen to rise, and that choice would echo across the stars. The Horizon Voyager drifted toward the heart of the anomaly's path, its hull glinting faintly against the dark canvas of space. The crew moved with quiet determination, fully aware that the next phase of their mission would be the most daring. Yet, the anomaly was no longer just a threat. It had become a puzzle, a sentient force that challenged everything the humans thought they understood about energy, movement, and intention. Captain Mira Jansen stood at the main console, her gaze fixed on the swirling mass of light and energy ahead. "We've guided it this far," she said, her voice steady but full of focus. "Now it's time to take the next step. We stabilize it completely or risk catastrophe. Everyone prepare for synchronized deployment." Laturiser Arjun Raj's fingers flew across the controls, activating the ship's auxiliary energy stabilizers. "All systems ready, Captain. Drones are in position. Calculations show a 37% chance of success if everything goes perfectly." Mira allowed herself a small nod. "We'll make it work. Humans always find a way." "Dr. Elena." Morales moved to the holographic display, highlighting the anomaly's energy patterns. "Captain, the anomaly reacts to intention as much as energy. Our plan must be precise and deliberate. Any hesitation or confusion could send it off course." "Then we focus," Mira said. "We think clearly, act clearly, and adapt as needed. Everyone knows their role. Let's make history." The crew worked in perfect synchronization. Human intuition guided the placement of the energy stabilizers, while Xylar technology amplified their effects. Each adjustment required careful timing. Even a fraction of a second's delay could have disastrous consequences. Drones deployed, Raj said. Energy readings are stable, for now. Morales watched the holographic display, eyes wide. It's responding, but wait. It's shifting unpredictably again. The anomaly seems to sense our intentions and is testing us. The anomaly pulsed violently, sending waves of energy rippling through space. Lights flickered inside the ship as it responded to the anomaly's chaotic shifts. Mira clenched her jaw. Hold steady. Focus on the energy patterns, not the chaos. Remember, this is not about fear. It's about control through understanding. The anomaly quivered like a living being, its movements both graceful and dangerous. It seemed to anticipate the human's every adjustment. One wrong move and the energy waves could ricochet, threatening nearby inhabited systems. Captain, it's almost like it's challenging us, Raj said. Testing our patience and precision. Mira's lips pressed into a firm line. Then we rise to the challenge. Humans don't give up when the odds are against them. Hours passed in tense silence, broken only by the quiet hum of the stabilizers and the occasional reports from the crew. Each adjustment brought small successes, but the anomaly remained unpredictable. It pulsed, twisted, and shimmered, as if aware that humans were trying to guide it. Dr. Morales focused intently on the energy flows. Captain, if we synchronize the stabilizers with the anomaly's pulse instead of against it, we can guide it gently rather than forcing it. It's responding to rhythm and intention more than brute force. Mira considered this. Then we adjust our strategy. We match its rhythm, work with it rather than against it. This is our bold move. The humans recalibrated the stabilizers, aligning them with the anomaly's natural pulses. Energy readings began to stabilize, and the anomaly's violent shifts slowed. For the first time, the crew saw a pattern emerge, a subtle, almost graceful movement, guided by their synchronized efforts. Raj's fingers flew across the console. It's working. The anomaly is responding positively. We're stabilizing it. Morales let out a relieved sigh. Captain, if we maintain this rhythm, we can redirect it safely away from inhabited systems entirely. But any mistake now could undo everything. Mira nodded. Then we don't make mistakes. Full focus, everyone. Steady hands, steady minds. The anomaly pulsed again, brighter and more powerful than ever, as if recognizing the human's effort. It moved with purpose, following the energy channels they had set. The crew held their breath, every eye glued to the displays, every hand ready to adjust the stabilizers instantly. Captain, Raj said, we're approaching the critical point. One more adjustment, perfectly timed, and we can secure its path completely. Mira's heart pounded. Do it, we've come too far to stop now. With precise coordination, the crew activated the final sequence. Energy waves from the stabilizers intertwined with the anomaly's pulses, guiding it into a controlled trajectory. For a tense moment, space seemed to hold its breath. Then slowly, the anomaly's chaotic movements smoothed. It's stabilizing, Morales exclaimed, eyes wide. We did it! Raj let out a long breath. The energy flow is stable. The anomaly is responding to our guidance. Mira allowed herself a small smile. Good work, everyone. We've taken control. Not by force, but by understanding. Even as relief washed over them, the crew knew their task wasn't finished. The anomaly was stable, but it would continue moving through space, and they had to ensure it remained harmless. They monitored it carefully, making minor adjustments to maintain its trajectory, ensuring no inhabited systems were at risk. The Xylar observers were silent at first, then began transmitting messages of cautious approval. One delegate spoke, its voice soft but reverent. Humans, your methods are unconventional yet effective. You have guided a force that we could not fully control. Your ingenuity and courage are remarkable. Mira smiled, though her eyes remained on the anomaly. We don't seek praise. We only seek to protect life. That's what humans do. For the next several hours, the humans and Xylar worked together, refining the anomaly's path and monitoring its reactions. Each adjustment required careful thought and empathy, a combination of logic and intuition that no other species had attempted. The anomaly pulsed gently, its energy now harmonious, almost peaceful, a stark contrast to the violent force it had been when first detected. Dr. Morales looked at the displays in awe. "Captain, we've done it. It's stable, moving safely, and no systems are at risk. The galaxy, the lives we've saved, it's incredible." Raj nodded. "We didn't just survive. We guided it. We used human creativity, patience, and empathy to do something no one else could." Mira felt a swell of pride. "This is why humans matter. We're not the strongest, not the fastest, but we care. We think. We adapt. And when we act together, we can face challenges no one else dares to confront." As the anomaly drifted safely through space, the Xylar representatives approached the humans with a mixture of respect and curiosity. "Your species, you are unlike any we have known. You act without seeking reward, without dominance. You protect life because it is life. This is extraordinary." Mira met their gaze. "We do what we must, and we hope others will do the same. Care, empathy, understanding. These are the things that guide us, not power or fear." The Xylar seemed to consider her words carefully, their harmonic voices echoing in the ship's communication system. "Perhaps there is much we can learn from humans." That night, the crew gathered in the observation deck, watching the anomaly move safely away from inhabited systems. The nebulae swirled in colors of violet, gold, and blue, casting a gentle glow across the room. For the first time in days, the crew allowed themselves a moment of quiet reflection. Dr. Morales broke the silence. "Captain, we've done something incredible. We've faced a cosmic being, guided it safely, and protected countless lives. And we did it without force, without dominance, only with understanding and creativity." Mira nodded. "Yes, but remember, this is just one challenge. The galaxy is vast, full of mysteries and dangers. Our work is never done. But today we've proven that humans can rise to challenges that no one else dares face." Raj smiled, looking out at the stars. "And we did it together. That's the real power, humanity in action." The anomaly pulsed gently in the distance, its energy now peaceful, a reminder of what humans could achieve. They had been accidental listeners, outsiders who stumbled into a crisis they were never meant to face. Yet by acting with courage, creativity, and empathy, they had turned potential disaster into hope. Mira whispered quietly, more to herself than anyone else. "We weren't meant to hear it. But now that we have, we've chosen to rise. And that choice will echo across the galaxy." The Horizon Voyager floated in the calm of space, its crew exhausted but triumphant. The cosmic anomaly they had struggled to stabilize was now moving safely along its controlled path, guided by a combination of human ingenuity and Xylar technology. Across the ship, the crew allowed themselves a moment of quiet pride. They had succeeded where no one else could. Captain Mira Jansen stood at the observation deck, gazing at the anomaly's gentle pulses in the distance. The swirling energy now seemed almost serene, a stark contrast to the chaotic force it had once been. She felt a surge of pride for her crew, for humanity, and for the choices that had brought them here. "Captain," Lieutenant Arjun Raj said, stepping beside her, "we did it. Millions of lives are safe because of us. Humanity. We've really made a difference." Mira smiled. "Yes, Raj. But remember, it wasn't just about technology or calculations. It was our willingness to act, to care, to understand. That's what made the difference." Dr. Elena Morales joined them, her eyes reflecting the calm lights of the anomaly. "We were outsiders, uninvited. But by listening, learning, and working together, we became vital. That That is extraordinary. The Xylar representatives had arrived aboard the Horizon Voyager to observe the final stabilization. Their harmonic voices echoed in the ship's chambers, blending curiosity, respect, and amazement. Humans, one delegate said, your species acts without seeking advantage. You protect life not for recognition, but because it is right. This is a rare quality in the galaxy. Mira bowed slightly. We do what we must. It is not about reward, only responsibility. Life is precious, and protecting it is our duty. Another Xylar delegate stepped forward. Your actions have saved countless civilizations. You have proven that even a young species, as we might call you, can surpass expectation through courage, empathy, and ingenuity. We are grateful. Raj exchanged a glance with Mira. Grateful, not afraid, not dismissive, grateful. That's progress. While the anomaly moved safely away, the humans worked closely with the Xylar to document every detail of their methods. They shared calculations, energy patterns, and strategies, ensuring that future generations could respond effectively if a similar threat appeared. Dr. Morales explained the anomaly's unique nature. It is a sentient energy being, capable of reacting to intention as much as force. By guiding it with care and understanding, we prevented chaos. Future civilizations may need to learn this lesson too. The Xylar scribes recorded her words meticulously. One of them nodded thoughtfully. We will study this. Your species' approach, it is unlike anything we have taught or known. It is inspiring. As the humans prepared to leave the Xylar station, Captain Jansen reflected on the journey. They had started as accidental listeners, stumbling upon a message never meant for them. Yet their choice to act had changed the course of the galaxy. The Xylar were no longer skeptical or suspicious. They had begun to see humans as partners, problem solvers, and guardians. Captain, Raj said quietly, this is more than just saving lives. This is proof that humanity can inspire others, even those far more advanced. We've shown that courage and empathy matter more than power. Mira nodded. Exactly. We didn't conquer, we didn't dominate. We understood, we adapted, and we acted. That's humanity's strength. Word of the anomaly and its safe stabilization began to spread across nearby star systems. Alien species who had once ignored humans, dismissed them as inexperienced, or feared their unpredictability now spoke of them with curiosity and admiration. Humanity's reputation was growing, not as warriors, not as conquerors, but as protectors, innovators, and collaborators. Dr. Morales smiled as she watched communications from other species. Captain, look at this. Messages from several star systems thanking humans for their intervention. They heard about our actions even without us reaching them directly. Mira felt a warmth in her chest. We didn't do it for recognition, but it's satisfying to see that our efforts are understood even from afar. The galaxy is noticing humans for the right reasons. Raj added, and this is just the beginning. Today it was an anomaly. Tomorrow it could be diplomacy, science, or another unexpected crisis. Humans will rise to it because that's what we do. Back aboard the Horizon Voyager, the crew gathered for a moment of celebration. It wasn't a party in the traditional sense. There were no loud cheers or festive music. Instead, it was quiet pride, a shared understanding of what they had accomplished. They had faced an unknown, unpredictable force, and through patience, creativity, and courage, they had succeeded. Mira addressed her crew. We did what many others would not. We listened when we weren't supposed to, we acted when no one asked, and we protected life that could not protect itself. Remember this moment. Remember that humanity's greatest strength is not power, but heart, mind, and determination. The crew nodded, a mix of relief, pride, and wonder in their expressions. They had proven something remarkable, not only to the galaxy but to themselves. The Xylar spoke once more before the humans prepared to depart. Captain Jansen, crew of the Horizon Voyager, you have changed how we view your species. You have demonstrated that courage and empathy can shape events even beyond your understanding. We welcome future cooperation and hope that others may learn from your example." Mira bowed. "We will do what we can. Humanity's path is one of curiosity, courage, and care. And we will continue to act when life is at stake, no matter where it exists." As the Horizon Voyager left the relay station, the stars stretched endlessly before them. The anomaly continued on its controlled path, a testament to what could be achieved when knowledge, understanding, and empathy work together. Dr. Morales looked out at the vast expanse. "Captain, do you ever wonder what other challenges await us out there?" Mira smiled faintly. "Every day. But no matter what comes, we'll face it. Humans have a habit of stepping into the unknown and turning it into hope." Raj chuckled. "Sometimes I think the galaxy doesn't know what hit it. It sent us a crisis we weren't meant to hear, and look what happened. We saved countless worlds." Mira nodded. "Exactly. And that's the point. Humans don't wait for permission. We act, we care, we protect. That is what makes us human." As the crew settled into their routines, the galaxy began to take notice. Messages of gratitude, curiosity, and admiration arrived from far-flung civilizations. The Xylar themselves began sharing insights about human methods with allied species, spreading the story of how a small group of humans had stabilized a cosmic threat with nothing but determination, intellect, and heart. The Horizon Voyager moved forward, carrying humanity's example into the unknown. They had started as accidental listeners, drawn into a crisis they were never meant to face. Yet through their choices, courage, and empathy, they had not only saved countless lives, they had inspired a galaxy to see humans in a new light. Captain Mira Jansen stood once more at the observation deck, looking at the stars. She whispered, quietly, more to herself than anyone else, "We weren't meant to hear that message, but now that we have, we've risen to the challenge. And humanity will continue to rise. Somewhere across the vastness of space, civilizations now look toward humanity, not as conquerors, not as soldiers, but as a species capable of hope, courage, and extraordinary action. And in that hope, the galaxy found a new kind of hero. The story of the humans' choice, their empathy, and their courage would ripple through time and space, proving that even the smallest, seemingly ordinary species could change the fate of the galaxy when they acted with heart, mind, and unyielding determination."